Okay, we all know the Hollywood machine, YouTube, all of media is designed to suck us in ways that offers discord rather than resonance. And in this video is a part one of a series of 3 that basically goes into ways to look at doing this a bit differently. And in the process, reclaim both individually and collectively our creation process around story, and therefore create with better resonance, both for ourselves and for viewers. And also for, even if you're not into creating, you're just into consumption, you'll recognize where content lands differently, where it expands you rather than contracts. Now, a lot of stories, in media and so on, they're done, especially with Hollywood. Here's the hero, they come upon some thing that gets in their way, they internally grow, which is great. This is a great part of the whole thing. And then they resolve, right? There's an ending to it. Well, what does this do? This collapses and creates meaning. But life isn't like that. Life is squiggly. It doesn't work in these nice linear paths. And that's where we get the discord. And it's not something you can point to necessarily in a very, immediate psychological way. It actually hits you subconsciously over and over and over again. And it's reprogrammed in the way marketing is done. You've got your offer. You create something that ends with resolution. And that resolution is the offer. Or you complete something, it's how to and all that stuff. It's all designed to complete. Here's the contrast though, the spiral. And the spiral is really how life works. If you look at it in a flat way, it looks like a loop. It looks similar to other content. But when you look at it differently, from a different perspective, you'll see that instead of coming around and looping to the same thing, it actually goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And that spiral is you not resolving, but asking the next question and going deeper. And this is how content can be created in a new way that provides actual resonance. It's a triangle of resonance where there's a greater spiral within that triangle. And I'm gonna be explaining that in the next video. But suffice to say, if you look at content right now, you can ask yourself, where does this land? And when you go to create content, instead of looking at it as a resolution, ask yourself what is being remembered, because the brain is actually just a receiver. And if you look at collective consciousness, if you look at creatives and so on, which I mentioned in my last video, in previous videos, if you look at creatives and those who really go deep with the process, they key into something. They key into the ideas that are out there. That's why you can have inventions done at the same time, even though the people don't even know each other and are, different parts of the world. And before the internet was invented, and all that. Suffice to say, there's a field, and in that field, we are drawn to remembering because we have a soul remembrance. I know this is going to get a little woo-woo for some of you, but we do have a soul remembrance. It's in that remembrance that we can actually level up. We don't do it in this loop that music puts you into, entrains you, and content entrains you into this sense that things are complete when this and this and that happens. Linear thinking gets involved, and it's much easier for us to be controlled within that linear thinking, within that type of content, than it is to basically reach into the spiral. It's in that spiral of remembering that your content hits differently, you create differently. It's in that remembrance that we become greater, both individually and collectively. So my invitation to you is, when you create, start to look at your content in a different way, where it doesn't resolve, it spirals. And I'm gonna have the other videos that are gonna be coming out. Be sure to subscribe if you aren't already, because these other videos that come out will explain basically ways to reframe content that you consume and that you create. And in this, it creates a coherence, a resonance that is much deeper. So I'm pretty excited by this, so definitely subscribe. But the invitation is this: start to look at your content differently, start to create differently, start to consume content that is more in resonance, and let the other stuff go. It's kind of like going from, 440 hertz music to 432 hertz. There are these subtle differences, but they're huge. They're huge also. They create a whole different way of thinking, of being, and it's exciting. I'm pretty excited. So let me know in the comments, like, how does this land with you? Does it make sense to you? Do you have questions regarding that? Obviously you will, but again, I'll be covering more in other videos that basically explain a bit more. It's a series, right? And I'm really excited about it. And the series is, again, just like the spiral, not the ending, not a loop, but a spiral. And this just doesn't end with the series, but it gets you to this place where you can go deeper and deeper and deeper. So, really excited. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like. Thanks so for watching, and I'll see you next time.